Hey everyone, welcome back to another Aurora Legend Top 10 guide video. Haven't done one of these in a while, but my last one was pretty popular. My last one was about increasing power with your party, and yeah, today I'm doing another one. So this one is for the Lost Sun event, which is from April 5th to April 25th. It was just recently extended from 2 to 3 weeks. So this is going to be a pretty fun event in which you can get 3 new characters, all of which are pretty good, and there's also a complete new exploration mode for this event in which you can get really awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go into the top 10, and I'm going to tell you pretty much anything important that you need to know about the event, but also some cool info about the new characters as well. Alright guys, number 10 is sure to bring some joy because the game finally has a new tank and she's very powerful. So Michaela is the newest tank to be added into this game, and she has skills that make her powerful defense-wise in the beginning of PvP matches, and she becomes powerful offensive-wise in the middle and late game part of matches. So Michaela's skills are very good because 1, she can remove enemy debuffs, she can armor break enemies, and she can also take less damage early in fights. So if we look at her skills right here, her passive skill, which is Hallowed Dawn, it reduces all skill damage and status effect damage of all opponents by 25% for 25 seconds. 25 seconds is a long time because most matches and stuff will only last about 30 seconds to a minute when it comes to PvP battles. So yes, 25 seconds is a very long time, and she'll reduce skill damage and status effect damage like burn and injury. Her first skill, which is Sacred Armor, it increases her defense by a huge 250% for 6 seconds, and her defense also increases when her attack is increased. So whenever you increase her attack by 5%, it will either increase her defense by 1% or 2% depending on where you are in the battle. Skill number 2, which is Cleansing Light. Cleansing Light attacks one enemy, which deals damage, and she also removes an enemy's buff that has been given to them. So this changes from 120% to 200% of attack strength in mid and late game. And then number 3 is one of her most powerful skills because she decreases the enemy's defense, so she armor breaks them, by 30% for 6 seconds, and she doesn't armor break one enemy, she armor breaks the entire enemy's front row, and she also attacks all enemies dealing damage. She also dispels 2 effects from all enemies, so in the sense that she removes buffs, she armor breaks the enemy's front row, and she attacks and does all enemies all in the same skill. This is one of the most powerful skills in the game, and it becomes even more powerful in the mid phase and the end phase, and as you can see there's a couple typos in this skill, but the point is that using this skill you can potentially armor break your enemy's DPS and their tank at the same time if they're standing next to each other. So make sure that you invest in the 3rd skill, and I would also invest in the 1st skill, which increases her death a huge amount. I mean, 250% is like a couple, 10 to 15,000 defense points that you can gain when you're around promotion 6, etc. So that's a very powerful skill. Make sure you invest in skill 1 and skill 3. Number 9 is about 4 new features that they just added into the game, so let's quickly go over all 4 features. So the first feature is Mastercraft. Now Mastercraft was previously unlockable at level 80, but no one has gotten to level 80 yet, so they decided to let people get access to it early, and for me at least at level 65, I now have access to Mastercraft. So what you need to do for Mastercraft is that you need to get these things, these orange crystals, and they are called Rune Essence. So what you do is that you get Rune Essence when you dismantle yellow gear that's level 60 plus, or if you dismantle experimental or replica boots like this one, and you click on it, and as you can see it will give me 20 magical essence, and it will also give me some magic dust. So I'm going to dismantle these boots, and now I got 20 magical essence. So I go over to Mastercraft, and there are 4 circles, each with a different word on them. So what Refine does is that Refine will tell you what type of rune it is. It's either going to be a black rune or a white rune. And so I'm going to click on it, and there it is. It's black smoke. Now, Enrich, what Enrich does is that it's going to give me the shape of the rune. So it is a triangle, and it's going to be a +2 rune. So Enchant, what Enchant does is that it will tell me the stats about the rune. And then Engrave will let me put a symbol on the rune, and that's the rune that I will have. Now, there are two types of runes that I've gotten at level 7 rune temples. I've gotten either +2 purple runes, or I have gotten +2 legend runes. And if I go to my characters real quick, you can quickly see them. So like on Ophelia, today I got a +2 Orange Stronghold for Mastercraft. On Miho, I got a +2 Realm. And on Lycoris, I got the +2 War. So as you can see, Mastercraft is a great way to get legendary runes, and now I'm going to move on to the next feature. Second feature is a nice cool thing in this game. It's called rollback, and it's pretty easy to access as well. So all you got to do is click on level up, and then you click on the right side here, you click on rollback, and basically what rollback does is that it takes your character's current promotion level and it resets it all the way back to 1. So it's pretty much like starting your character over, but it doesn't give you any stat benefits or anything. All it does is that it gives you back the materials that you use to promote that character. So if I click on Miho, for example, and I click on rollback, it'll show me what it does. So Miho's level will go back from 80 to 1, and your tier will go back from 7 to 0. Now, if I were to roll back Miho, I would get all my skill points back, I'd get all my tokens back, as well as the experience books I used on her, at least some of them anyways, and I would get back some of the gold that I used on her. Now, as you can see, there are two types of scrolls, and the scrolls have one major difference. So one, the green scrolls, which are recall scrolls, can only be obtained from the shop, and two, the total recall scrolls, which are orange, can only be received from events. Now, the orange scrolls, you only need one of those scrolls, no matter what your character's promotion level is, to roll back them all the way back to 1. Now the green scrolls, it depends on what tier your character is, so like a promotion 3 character only needs 2 green scrolls, while a promotion 7 character like Miho here needs 20 in order to roll back. Now the third and fourth features have to do with the VIP store. So in this case, you go to the homepage and you click on store, and there are 2 new features that have been added to the packs that are in the store. Now in the VIP pack, which is 1,980 diamonds, they added a new feature called One Click Craft Perk. And what this does is that you click on the One Click Craft and you can craft up to 50 runes at the same time. So instead of manually pressing every time to craft runes, this one will automatically craft 50 runes for you. Now the other feature, I have to scroll down here, is in the Battle Value pack. And here is, I believe, the new feature. Yes, here it is, the Hyper perk. Now what the Hyper perk does is that it increases your movement speed, and it gives you 3 times battle animation speed for 30 days. And this pack you have to buy with real money. It is currently $10 in American dollars. And yeah, it gives you 3 times battle speed, so you can get through your battles a lot faster in quests and in PvP. Alright guys, so number 8 is the new units with an asterisk, and the reason why there's an asterisk is because I already spent point number 10 talking all about Michaela. But so for this point, I'd like to talk about how to get Sariel as well as Viguriel, who are both 2 very good units when you use them with Michaela, or you can also swap them in a couple other teams. But so for Viguriel, Viguriel is the first purple banner unit, in the sense that I believe that Viguriel you can use 6x ticket summons on. I'm not 100% sure on that, so if that's wrong, let's just say that Anna did it. But anyways, for the main points about Viguriel is that she can regen your allies, and she also increases your allies' attack. So Viguriel, in the sense of this event, is pretty much how you use Michaela to gain defense, because she buffs Michaela's attack, and in return that will increase Michaela's defense if she RNGs the first skill. Now, Viguriel also works well with Sariel because her passive skill is a skill in which that when she is healed, she heals your allies for I believe the same amount. Let's just quickly click on her skill. So yeah, when a teammate heals Vigorial, Vigorial restores an equivalent amount of HP to the same teammate, and it triggers one time every 4 seconds. So basically, Vigorial and Sariel will heal your entire team, and they'll keep on healing each other, and it's going to be a very strong tank team to take on, and it will give Viho, Lancelot, and Victoria teams a good fight in PvP. So another thing that I mainly want to talk about is Sariel, because Sariel is pretty much the event unit in this game. So if I quickly scroll up here, and she's all the way at the top here, is Sariel. So Sariel is a 2-star unit that you obtain in this event, and here's pretty much how. So in a screenshot here, what I believe is that you get Sariel after you complete the first map, which I believe is Messiah for this exploration event. So you'll obtain 40 of her shards, and the rest of her shards are in the shop to buy. So in order to awaken Sariel, you have to buy her shards from the shop, in which you'll use currency, which I'll explain in the next point. Alright guys, so in this event, there are 3 types of currencies. So there are Starstones, Sunstones, and Moonstones, and those 3 currencies you can use to buy boxes, experience points, gold, and some other stuff, including Sariel shards, so you can awaken her. So in this event, you're going to see 3 types of currencies, and they are dropped by quests when you explore around the place. And so quests, in order to do them, you need clues, and I'll explain to you more about clues and exploration in future points. Alright guys, so number 6 is a pretty big chunk of this event, and that is the exploration quests that you gotta do in order to complete this event. So basically this event has different areas on the map, and it has its own map of course. And so what you do is that you explore these areas with a team of 3. It has to be a team of 3, and they explore the area and they unlock an event when the time expires. So after you explore the area for whether it's an hour or 25 minutes, etc., you'll unlock one of 3 types of events. Now there are PvP events in which you fight a monster at the end. There are reward events in which you get a reward, and there are multiple choice events which are like patrol, and you choose one or the other, and one or the other will give you slightly better rewards than the other. And then so you keep on exploring these places. There's pretty much, from what I heard, there's 5 different events per place, and it changes every week. And then so once you explore and your explore bar reach the fullest, you move on to the next round, and that will unlock some of the hard quests. So then the final challenge, yeah, as you can see right here, the final challenge will be open when your explore points reach maximum, and that's how you get Sariel. And then once you complete the final challenge, you reset the map, and that's what opens the next round. A couple other things here is that, so you can see here, the exploration queue has a limit of 10 teams, which means you can explore up to 10 times. So you can use up to 30 units in this event. Alright guys, so for number 5 we're going to talk about clues. So here's a little tidbit from the Facebook post that gives you a little bit of information, and I'm just going to give you a little bit more. So there are 3 types of clues. There are city conquest clues, regional conquest clues, and national conquest clues. So these 3 types of clues unlock 3 types of quests. And then these clues, they're pretty much like intel, but just for this event. So this event has 3 different types of quests, and you use the 3 different types of clues to unlock the 3 different types of quests. And then all quests will drop 3 different types of currency, and the currency I told you in one of the earlier points. And then so basically from what I've learned is that the clues, so the city conquest clues are blue, which I'll show you in this image. The regional ones are purple, and the national ones are orange/yellow. They're kind of like in between. But so from what I've learned is that you want to do as much as the national conquest clues, which are the orange ones, as possible, because you're going to need more sunstones in this event than you are moonstones or starstones. And then so another cool thing is that you can actually transfer the currency for star stones. You can turn that into moonstones, and you can turn moonstones into sunstones. At least this is what you could do in the Chinese version. But so in this event, what you're going to do is that you're going to take these clues, which are pretty much like event intel, and you're going to complete quests once you get enough clues after exploring the map. And then so these clues and these event quests, it's pretty much like the Miho quests in the sense that you're going to collect those event coins, and once you collect all of them, you complete the quest and you get rewards, which are the event currency. Number 4 is a very helpful item that's going to be in the event shop tomorrow, and that is the hourglass. Now the hourglass is an item that for every one you use, it reduces one quest's expiration time by 5 minutes. So what you want to do is that you want to buy as many hourglasses as possible. This includes for free-to-play and non-free-to-play players, because you want to use the hourglasses to complete the map and get into the later rounds of the event. And so the later rounds, they drop more stones and they also drop more clues. And of course, in the later rounds, the expiration times get a lot longer. So the best expiration times from what I've seen are pretty much an hour and 3 hours long. And it depends on what type of quest you get, but those quests drop a lot more stones than they do in the earlier rounds. So yes, please buy hourglasses when they come out. I would probably buy a couple just so that you can get used to what they do, and I would definitely use them to get out of the early rounds, get into the later rounds, and get more stones so that you can unlock Sariel faster before the drop rates reset after each week. And so this event is pretty much into 3 stages, and so every week it resets in the sense that once you complete the map, the drop rate for the second week and the third week will change from the first and the second week. So yeah, make sure that you have a bunch of hourglasses and save them so that you can use them throughout the 3-week event. Because again, the drop rates are going to change, and the best stages to grind for this event are also going to change. Alright guys, so this is a map that shows you all the nodes and what you can expect from them after exploring there for 3 hours. So basically what this shows us is that this shows us that the 3rd stage of map 1, the 5th stage of map 1, and the 4th stage of map 5 are the best places to repeat explorations once you complete the entire map. And then if I scroll down a bit, going to the 3rd week, so in this case the 5th stages are gone and there's only 4. The best places to explore are the 4th stage of the 5th map, the 3rd stage of the 3rd map, the 3rd stage of the 2nd map, and the 2nd stage of the 5th map. So basically anything that you see highlighted in a different color, in this case green as well as orange and yellow, those are pretty much the best places to farm once you complete the map. And what you're farming for is that you're trying to farm for sunstones, because once you complete the entire map, you're already going to have a lot of moonstones. So you're pretty much farming for sunstones so that you can buy as much stuff from the shop as possible for what you need. Alright guys, for number 2, I'm going to mention a quick thing about the gift boxes. So the gift boxes, from what I've heard, might cost more diamonds to open than the Miho egg openers were, in the sense that you also need box openers for this event as well, and they might actually cost more diamonds, or maybe the same as the Miho event. But so, just to point some quick things out about these boxes. So number 1, Skywalker armor is in the orange gift box. It's one of the best armors in the game, so you're definitely going to want it. And also, the 3 new characters, all of their rings are inside one of these boxes. So if we scroll a little bit down, the Sariel is in the red box. In the yellow box is Michaela, and Michaela, as I said in one of the earlier points, is a very strong unit. And then if I go all the way back to the top, Sariel is in the blue gift box. And Sariel is the easiest unit to get, and is pretty much the farmable unit in this event, in the sense that you'll probably get Sariel up to 4-star if you do everything right. And yeah, but so the main things that you want to look at here are the blue gift box, which has one of the event characters, the orange gift box, which has Skywalker armor, the red gift box, which has Vajuriel's ring, and the yellow gift box, which has Michaela's ring. Alright guys, so number 1 is another rough Chinese translation into English, and so basically what this is that this is telling us the 5 types of enemy teams that you'll fight while you're in this event. So there are 5 types of teams, and to sum them up pretty quickly, there is a injury team, a shield team, a damage reduction team, a explosion and critical attack team, and a normal team. And so the hardest team to fight, it looks like, is the injury team because they heal a lot of health and they have a lot of increased damage, while the easiest team to fight is a normal team just because they're not really anything special about them, and as long as you have more power, then you can beat them. And then I'll just quickly summarize some brief notes about each battle. So against the injury team, they recommend to not use characters that attack multiple enemies. They recommend that you focus all your damage on the unit and then you just take him out one thing at a time. And then for the 3 shield team, it's the same thing. Make sure that you use an armor breaking team or a single enemy attack team, just because it's going to be harder for you to try and defeat 3 enemies with shields if you keep on attacking all of them and not focusing your damage on one unit. The third team, which is the team in the middle, in terms of difficulty, is a team that reduces all your damage so that they can try to out DPS you, but as long as you have a healer, or if you have a monster or person that can gradually weaken the enemy, then you should be good to go. Number 4 is the high crit team, and even though crit teams might sound scary for the enemy, it's actually pretty easy to beat them. So as long as you have units like Pandora, Veronica, Fia, people that do a lot of damage to multiple enemies at one time, you should easily be able to get past the crit team because they have no defense. Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. So whoever made it past the 20-minute mark, man, thank you guys so much. I tried my best, making a guide for an event that I've never played before. And so, a lot of it is, there's some guessing in it involved. And, I just tried my best to try and find as much info as possible to give us some help before this event actually starts, because I know people are going to have some questions, and hopefully some of this was answered. So one thing I know that I forgot was that I forgot to talk about Sariel's skills and stuff. And so Sariel, basically what she does is that she attacks enemies and she also heals your team, and she works very well with Vajuriel, Lucinophil, Michaela, and also a couple other units that are similar in nature. But so yeah, Sariel's a really cool unit. I hope y'all get her to 4-star. And once again, thank y'all very much for watching. And so if you want to see more Aurora Legends videos in the future, then please subscribe. And so I decided that at 100 subs, I'd do my first little real face vid. So, I'm almost there. And I thank you to everyone who has already subscribed, and thank you to the guys that are liking, who are viewing. My first guide video hit over 2,000, and I don't know if this video will be as successful, but it took almost, 10 hours of editing and many more hours of research. But yeah guys, thank you very much. Have a great day. Goodbye.